How are you doing today? Hello, this is Mind Window, and welcome to our podcast series. We used to start with the question, why, based on the first principles method, to bring you multifaceted perspectives on various issues in life. And to keep things truly alive, we've recently started our podcasts less often with that question. But have you noticed something? After each episode, you can still find an answer to some question in your mind. The question why no longer leads you to a specific query at the beginning. Instead, it appears in the middle, at the end, or even runs through the entire episode. I hope today's podcast can also help untangle some of the knots in your heart. Let's dive in. The most beautiful sound in life is one person telling another they love them. When love arrives, we gather all the most beautiful words in the world into our hearts, filling them with the most exquisite emotion. We label love as perfect and complete, but later we realize love is also an endless sorrow because, as the poet said, to love is to die a little inside. People will come and go in our lives. Before a relationship ends, there has surely been a long period of pain. Pent-up emotions and conflicts will pile up. When the two no longer communicate, that's when they choose to part ways. A relationship truly ends when two people stop communicating. Tell me, in the days of no contact, do we end up missing each other more or do we forget each other? I once wondered, if I miss someone too much, how does the universe send my longing to them? I guess it's through dreams. What is this longing? Is it that just by reading the word miss, an image of someone has already appeared in your mind? Longing has no shape, no scent, no taste. It cannot be measured. But for me, in that longing, there is everything. There are eyes, a silhouette, a smile, the scent of summer, and the taste of tears. It's a universal human experience to miss someone, to have missed someone, and to miss them even more throughout life. These longings follow us through the years. Why is it that a forgetful person who leaves things behind everywhere they go, keys, phone, glasses, can remember the exact date, month, and year of birth, or the anniversary milestones of that one person down to the last second? It's like when a familiar melody plays somewhere, we can recall all the lyrics, but when asked for the song's name, we hesitate and have to hum the chorus to jog our memory. When you recall a few lines from a song, notice that something else seems to happen. Old memories of the place and time where you first heard that song are redrawn in your mind. Music holds memories, just as music can bring them to life. The lyrics, especially the accompanying melody you're hearing now, connect with the music of the past, summoning those memories and mixing them with the present. Sometimes we like and remember a song not because it sounds great, but because the lyrics feel like they were written just for us. This kind of music feels joyful when it enters our ears, but when it enters our hearts, it turns into a shade of blue sadness. In happy times, what we hear is the music. In sad times, we begin to understand the lyrics. A neuroscientist suggests that memory doesn't have a permanent residence, but can move around, especially to places linked with our sense of smell and taste. People often think these two senses play only a minor role in memory formation, but in reality, they hold a very important job. Compared to visual and auditory memory, according to a leading professor in the field, olfactory memory can outlast visual memory by up to 20 years. A scent we recognize and have an emotional connection to can live with us from the time we are 5 years old until the day we die. With all these explanations, perhaps you've begun to understand why you can forget so many things, yet find it so hard not to miss one person. In truth, we don't have trouble remembering everyday items like keys or phones. It's simply because we don't pay attention to them. And the reason you can't let go of a certain person's image is because you've attached stories, sense, and emotions to them. To this day, you don't have a single reason to text them. There are days you miss them like crazy, but you have to hold back because you don't dare to bother them. That's a kind of heartbreak. But listen, someone who truly likes you wouldn't be able to ignore you for a long time. They would try to enter your world in any way they can and would always take the initiative to contact you. Loving someone who doesn't love you back is like selling your youth for cheap. We don't have time to understand ourselves, yet we spend so much time trying to understand others, hoping they'll love us. It makes us hope and then be disappointed, expect so much only to receive an outcome that falls short. There are some things that if we don't willingly let go, life has a way of ending them for us, often painfully. A teacher of mine once said, "People, no matter what, will eventually part ways." There will be people who come and go in your life. You might feel regret, but in the end, you'll understand why people leave. Those reasons will help you cherish every person you become close to later on. It turns out the old saying is true. If two people are fated to be together, they'll find their way back to each other. If not, they could be standing face to face and still be worlds apart. It seems that our lives are already arranged. At a certain time, we are meant to meet certain people and experience certain things. Every person who appears in your life plays a specific role. Perhaps their role isn't to walk with you to the end of the road, but just to help you understand a certain truth. No encounter is meaningless. Can you ever forget someone? Is the question asked by those who still can't forget. Things are easy to throw away. Memories are not. Sometimes we break up to give each other a chance. You don't know when love will come, but you know when it's truly gone. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new beginning. Let them go and let yourself be at peace. Breakups and heartbreaks make you feel like you don't want to believe in love anymore. Time doesn't heal wounds. It only makes them easier to bear. The scars are still there. One day when you remember, your heart will still ache, but it won't hurt like it did at the beginning. Perhaps the wound has found a comfortable corner to settle in within you. Longing has a million shapes and forms, but gradually, as that person's face blends in with him, her, and them, I can no longer name any of them precisely. Because truly, my heart has found other things that need my attention more. All right, after listening to all this, have you untangled anything for yourself? Here's one last question for you. If there were a machine that could erase memories, would you want to erase the memories of your ex, still hopelessly in love?